All right, welcome everyone to today's live stream. It is Monday, September 29th, 2025, and we've got the market, NASDAQ up 120, Dow moving sideways at 9.42, S&P up slightly, gold and silver, big moves over the last few trading days. Those continue to move higher, and really nothing slowing it down. You've probably seen this, but I wanted to show you information. We've got Vietnam, their population at 101 million people. But out of that, Vietnam's State Bank of Vietnam, SBV, has initiated a significant data cleansing effort. They're calling it a data cleansing effort, deactivating over 86 million bank accounts as part of a national push for biometric verification. So this is something significant. Again, you've probably already heard about this event, but we really need to, I think they're using Vietnam as a testing ground for this to freeze people's accounts if they are not into taking this biometric verification. And a frozen bank account means that they cannot transact with that bank account. So no withdrawals, no ATM withdrawals, no bill paying, nothing. Everything stops. So this is going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. We're going to have to watch this very carefully. I think this is one of the biggest news stories of the year in terms of what's going on there, because they're going to use this as a testing ground for other countries. Vietnam is starting this. They're starting in Vietnam, but it's going to go into other countries. And, you have to figure out, like, how are you going to address this in your life, right? Like, what are you going to do should that come knocking on your door, depending on what part of the world that you live in? And, I think it's also part of what is driving gold and silver now. With any economic uncertainty, a potential government shutdown, gold and silver tend to go up as well. So this is going to be an interesting development. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Are those people going to get access to those accounts again? It is, their bank accounts, but we know when we open an account, whether it's a bank or a brokerage, because they're all under the same rulings, that technically when you turn your money into that account, it's technically not your money anymore. So that's going to, that's just something to understand when we're all in the banking system. We're all beholden to that system. So maybe it's a matter of how to get ourselves out of the system. What needs to be done so that we're not beholden to the banking system with all of our transactions. I mean, a couple of things come to mind, which is obviously gold and silver coins, having those because those are considered the most widely accepted monetary currency out there. So that's fine. But also, when they've made it easy to transact, bill paying and wiring money and ACH transfers. I don't know. Do you end up having to hold cash to then get money orders to then send out to people that you owe money to if you're not part of this digital biometric verification system? Just thinking out loud. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tell me in the comments, like, what are you thinking about how you want to navigate this time? Because it's pretty clear, the handwriting's on the wall. This is coming down for every country worldwide. And, it's just going to reduce our freedoms. They may, at this point, introduce that CBDC, central bank digital currency. That seems to be part of this too, where, in order to transact, you're going to be using the CBDC. I mean, it's really going to be interesting how this unfolds, but it feels like it's unfolding fairly quickly at this point with these testing grounds in Vietnam. They're not messing around. Like I showed you, population's only 101 million and 86 million bank accounts frozen. So that affects almost every single household in that country. And, we're going to have to look at what's going to be coming down the road for where you live in your part of the world. So this is what do they call an ongoing, a fluid situation. That is no laughing matter, but a fluid situation that we need to watch closely. We need to see what comes from this, how far it's taken. Is there going to be enough of an uprise where they push, they get enough pushback where they, allow for those accounts, a portion of them to become active? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there. There's not a whole lot of information other than the initial news article, which is 86 million accounts frozen. So yeah, let's keep an eye on that. And big news as well, Electronic Arts, ticker symbol EA, is going private, which is very, very interesting. This will be the largest deal ever made. And of course, it's Jared Kushner, who is President Donald Trump's son-in-law. He's behind this. So $55 billion deal. They're going to pay shareholders $210 per share and taking the company private. So I think I just find that interesting. If you're not familiar with EA, Electronic Arts, they're a gaming company. And when a company is privatized or taken from public to private, they no longer have to disclose anything if they don't want, right? They don't have to disclose earnings. There's not a quarterly report given to Wall Street. There's nothing of that nature because it's not publicly traded. So more and more companies may actually be doing this. That's my best guess. I think this deal with EA is gonna open the door for more and more privatization, more and more companies to be less and less companies trading on the exchanges, more privatized. If you look at like the luxury brands, a lot of those have already been privatized. They're no longer publicly traded. And so I find that interesting too with this company, that they are that they're taking a very public. This company, EA, Electronic Arts, has been trading for a long time on the equity exchanges. Here's the stock chart, and you can see the big spike right from most recently 168 to where it is today. Just the end of September 25th, it was at 168, and then the news broke over the weekend of this privatization situation. So very, very, very interesting outcome here with this company. Again, they've been trading for a very long time. And I think we're just going to see more and more of companies going private for whatever reason, whatever they choose. 14,500 employees, electronic gaming and multimedia company. And they were incorporated in 1982, headquartered in California. So they develop, market, publish, and deliver games, content, services for game consoles, PCs, and mobile phones worldwide. So yeah, I think all of these, there are no accidents right now in terms of what's happening, the timing of everything. And, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this evolving situation in Vietnam, this very fluid situation. We'll see how things go. Hopefully it is fluid, and hopefully those people get their money back rather than being withheld from them. It's always a big, it's a risk when you open an account with a bank or a brokerage firm. you literally agree to them holding funds. Like if they can do it for any reason. I've even heard of Tesla cars, Cybertrucks turning off on the freeway, like just stopping, nothing working in the vehicle because of a post someone made on social media. So interesting times. They tend to get more and more interesting for us, and to really be aware of what's going on, the politics in your area, what that is looking like and sounding like, and how to best navigate it. By the way, welcome to all our new subscribers. We're grateful to have you here. We are thrilled. We've topped the 3,000 number for users on our platform, so that's been fantastic, and happy to have you here. If you want feedback from me, please go to our stock forum. So from the homepage, there is an interactive forum where I come in and answer questions that shows up here on our stock forum under main stock forum. And the most recent question from Jeremiah was, I'm curious, does the Stock Rocket section ever show stocks under $5? And what he's referring to is on our homepage, we've got we've got two areas. Well, this is the main one to find the Stock Rockets. What we've noticed over the years, the longer a stock stays on the Stock Rocket list, the better performance. So now we track that for you, and we call them like To the Moon or Liftoff or Launchpad. Launchpad are companies that are just starting to appear on that list. They may be on there like 3 times. And then if you find something that you think is interesting, you click Show Details, and it will show the day it started to appear on the list and the dollar price. So all of that will be there for you. And you can kind of track it and say, okay, well, how's it going, right? How are we doing since it started? To the Moon are the ones that have been on the list for the longest. Like you can see last 2 weeks, 11 appearances. A lot of mining companies, not a big surprise, right? Franco-Nevada Corporation, AG First Majestic Silver Corp, 9 days on the list. And so, yeah, a lot of mining companies, precious metals. Hopefully you have some of your assets in precious metals. I've been talking about this for a long time, the importance of it, and it just seems to become more and more important. Hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see y'all next Monday. Bye for now.